as long as you fight back, as long as you're willing to bring people down with you, you're feared. And that takes a certain level of wisdom and irrationality, because you're making people think you're crazy in certain areas.
Reversal. In the long run, frightening people creates enemies, and if you fail to back up your tough reputation with victories, you will lose credibility.
An example is Dylan Brooks in the NBA. Dylan Brooks was a marginal player who talked a lot of trash. And a lot of people didn't like it because he would talk a lot of trash, but he wouldn't back it up. And when his team lost in the playoffs, everyone was attacking him. Everyone was blaming him. Everyone was mad at him. Why? Because he talked the talk. He could trash talk, right? He could intimidate you with his trash talk. But the problem was that when he got into the basketball court, he couldn't back it up. And so that's why this strategy. By the way, check out my new channel, Professor Alex. It's a channel that I created where I talk about spirituality, self-help, and topics like the ones you see here. It's completely different from the men's channel. So click on that right now, and there you'll be able to get 3 or 4 videos per week that you will never find on this channel. Okay, subscribe right now or else I'm closing it. A lot of people have to be careful with the strategy, because if you cannot back it up, you just stay shut. Be quiet. Don't say nothing. It might save you time, or even it might make you look temporarily, but eventually you're gonna have to back up what you're saying. And there's nothing worse than being disappointed of someone who looked good, but in reality they were just cowards.
If your opponent gets angry enough to decide to play the same game back at you, you may also escalate a squabble into a retaliatory war. Use this strategy with caution.
And that's the strategy of deterrence. It's pretty much showing that you're willing to suffer. You're willing to cut your nose to spite your face. That's all that is. And with dating, a lot of the times, leaving people who are not good for us feels like you're cutting your nose to spite your face. It really does. Leaving people who are not good for us give us that sensation. But the truth is that leaving people who are not good for us does not cut your nose. It shouldn't cut your nose. It will hurt, but you got to take that pain, because if you actually treat that pain as a spiritual practice, for example, next time you get hurt, just imagine that you are scanning your whole body, and just scan your body. Scan your body. This takes so much concentration that you're not going to have time to think. Like scanning your body, feeling how this feels in your mind, trying to feel it. Like if I ask you to feel your nose, you can feel your nose. If I ask you to feel this, you may not be able to feel it, but if you concentrate hard enough, you might be able to get a sensation. And then do the same thing, but now move along the face with that scanning. Like that, just scan. And what that does is that you can't think of the problem, but you could definitely feel the emotion. But if you are feeling the emotion without thinking, simply because you're scanning your body and that takes up so much of your attention, what you're doing is that you're feeling without judging. You are inadvertently accepting. Because feeling without thought is accepting. But feeling and saying I don't like it is resistance. And that creates more of it. And so you're allowing the fire of that pain to run out, because you're not adding any more material into it. And that's how you're able to deal with the emotion of leaving them, even though it hurts. But what happens is that this actually strengthens you. And it is actually a blessing, because every time you go through this process, you're eliminating sankharas, or bad karma, or suppressed emotions, or traumas that's deeply inside of you, and that you tend to not feel because you're usually suppressing it. Or just go to a 10-day meditation retreat, or purchase the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I can't find it. Or purchase my course, Emotional Mastery.